Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Spyder Grages with the Brutally Delicious Podcast, coming at you with a new album review. Today we're coming out of the Netherlands with Ylisia and their debut album, Underneath. Ylisia is a 5-piece symphonic metal band formed in 2021, and they're making their way through the European scene. Having played at FEM, the female metal event that features bands with female participation, be it a singer or an instrumentalist, this band having two, the drummer and the singer. And they've played on several other festivals around the Netherlands. These guys are definitely on my up-and-comers list to keep an eye on. Now, from what I gather, this album was originally released in 2023 as what I assume was a self-release in their local markets, but today's album comes remastered from Wormholedeath Records, having been released just before the holidays started on December 6th. Being that this is their debut album, there's not a lot else out there from these guys to really compare it to, but they are influenced by bands such as The Gathering and Within Temptation. And Within Temptation, I can definitely hear the influence from, especially their earlier years, thinking like Mother Earth and Ice Queen era. And I never really listened to The Gathering, so I can't say much of the influence to that, but I can definitely hear the Within Temptation influence. Ylisia is dominated by the slower bass lines. You can really feel the emotion in this album, and to me it's one of those albums that I can put my headphones on and sink back into my chair and really get lost in the music. It's very enticing and entrancing, and it's very captivating. I really like this album as an album that I can listen to when I need those chill vibes. I listen to everything from Euro dance to death metal. So to me, every music has its time and place, and this is one that's for sure that calming, relaxing vibe. It's a beautifully written album. Now, there's not a lot of change in sound across the album, so I'm not really going to get into each of the songs individually, but these guys being newer, they're finding their sound, and I like that they kept this album kind of that same sound and pace throughout. And I'm curious to see if they're going to stay on that path of the slower and more emotionally driven songs, or if they venture into a more fast-paced song in their sophomore album, such as Within Temptation did, and a lot of other symphonic metal bands. They tend to change their pacings over the years to just kind of see what sticks. One thing as of note, just that I kind of was browsing their YouTube page, which is relatively small still, but they do have several live videos up, and I did notice that in some of the songs the bass player uses an upright bass, so it's not really something you see very often, so I thought it was kind of cool, and it just kind of solidified that chill jazz bar kind of vibe. I just thought it was a cool touch and something to bring up. This is definitely a band that I want to keep an eye on as they grow. See their live show. It looks really good online, and they've been noted to be very entertaining live, so I'm definitely interested to see them, whether I get to Europe or they come to the States, or hey, maybe they'll be on 70K. As always, this has been Spyder with the Brutally Delicious Podcast. If you like what you hear, give the Brutally Delicious Podcast a follow on social media at Brutally Delicious on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and myself at S Grages on Facebook and SPyderG300, that's Spyder with a Y, on Instagram, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.